Hi everyone. So tonight we're going to jump into what is more of a mid-level intermediate vinyasa that focuses on lengthening of the side body, getting some good stretching in there, as well as getting into some binds. So let's go ahead and start in kneeling. You can just put your hands on your knees. If you want to sit crisscross, that's fine as well. And just start by taking a few breaths and just noticing them, not really trying to change them in any conscious way, okay? On your next inhale, try to bring your breath all the way down to the lowest part of your stomach. Filling your lungs and your throat all the way to your mouth. And exhale, mouth, throat, and then stomach. On your next exhale, go ahead and come into cat-cow pose. We're going to take just a few rounds of breath here. Inhaling cow and exhaling cat. Your next inhale, go ahead, slide your hands forward, come into your first downward dog. Might want to walk it out a bit. Inhale, come to plank. And exhale, we're going to slowly lower chaturanga to the ground, and then inhale up, baby cobra. Exhale down. Inhale up through plank, back through downward dog. And then step or hop up to the front of your mat and go into forward fold. On your next inhale, come halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale, whole way up, arms overhead, down through center. And on your next inhale, you're going to step back with your left leg. Come into Virabhadrasana 1. Check for stomach engagement, squareness of hips. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Next exhale, go through center. You're going to lean forward from above the hips. Tuck your elbow inside. Extend fingertips down. And open up to the side, doing your first twist of the night. On an exhale, go ahead, come back up through center. Next exhale, lower that back foot, straighten both legs, square your hips and take a couple rounds of breath while leaning over that front leg. On an exhale, rotate, come into wide straddle as you're forward folding here. We're going to start by grabbing left ankle with right arm. Right ankle with left arm. And as you do that, you're going to feel that your left hip wants to pop forward. So keep your left hip anchored back and open up to your right. Next, exhale, lower down, trade sides, left ankle with right hand, for real this time, and open to your left. Exhale down. Inhale, and you might want to walk your legs a little bit closer together. We're going to come into a series of side body stretches here. So the first one with a wide squat position, it's just going to be to put your elbows resisting into legs, legs resisting into elbows. Start by lifting your right arm up, stretching while rotating. Exhale down, left arm up, exhale down. I'm going to come into a bind here. So if your left arm can reach behind, if your right arm can reach towards it or potentially even grab it, make sure your shoulder is rolled back, collarbones wide. Check that your weight is displaced evenly between your feet. And on an exhale, come out and to the other side. 3 rounds of breath here. Go ahead and come out. We're now going to go into goddess pose. So get ready to sink back into that squat. The goal is to have your back completely straight while you're down. Not always possible, but it's good to have your shoulder blades tight and imagine kind of leaning back into them for that support. And as you come here, arms overhead, lean first to the right, stretching that side body. Take a couple cycles of breath here. Inhale up. Take a couple rotations with your hips, loosen them out again. Think of figure eights, both directions. Go ahead and sink back down. Make sure your toes are active and your knees are protected here. And we're going to go up and to the left. Up. Wiggle it out again. Go ahead, come to fold forward. And then you're going to walk over. Bring your left foot and back into Virabhadrasana 1. On your next exhale, palms to center, tuck that elbow, fingertips to the ground, and extending up. You can push into your leg and push your leg back into your arm for a little more leverage as you rotate open. Exhale back through center. Coming back, forward fold. Through the wide straddle. Left arm to right ankle and open. Exhale down. Right arm to left ankle, open. Exhale down. Frame your right foot. Pull your legs back, come back into downward dog. Inhale, plank. Lower. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, or lower the whole way and do low cobra. Back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg steps forward. This time, left leg or left foot rotates out, heel to arch alignment. We're going to come into Virabhadrasana 2. Let's do 5 cycles of breath here. On your next exhale, you're going to lay your right forearm onto your right leg and extend open, reaching heel away from wrist. Exhale, we're going to come back up through center. And then you're going to straighten your leg. Rotate to parallel feet, and rotate your left one to perpendicular to back, and go ahead and come into Virabhadrasana 2 on your other side. Go ahead and reach over again. Come back up through center. Rotate sides once more. This time, we're going to go into reverse. So you're going to slide your left hand down. Don't have it rest on your knee. Anywhere else is good. Feel that stretch through your side body and take a couple breaths here. And then, going forward, opening up here. Bend in the front knee. Back to warrior 1, straight legs, and we go on the other side. Switching down into reaching forward. Bend in your left knee, come back up, Again, back to feet parallel. And just take a second to shake out in a wide straddle forward fold. You might grab opposite elbows, put head to ground. You crawl your fingers forward on tented hands and let your head hang between your arms. You can get a really nice stretch just from your breath alone in your lower back. On your next exhale, frame your front foot. Go back into downward dog. Forward to plank. Exhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Back to downward. And this time you're going to step or hop forward. Exhale on your forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise. Palms to heart center. You're going to step your feet to the edges of your mat. Come down into a little narrower of a squat than we've been in yet. Again, arms to legs, legs to arm. Open to the left for a breath. Exhale down. Open right. Exhale down. From here, you're just going to roll back. We're going to come into what is a figure four, essentially. Both feet flexed and active. If you need to rotate some of your flesh out of the way, it might help you sit better. And for this one, you're going to reach inside of your foot with your right foot with your right hand. And then you're going to go over with your left. If this is where you make it, that's lovely. If you can, grab your left foot and start to think of broad collarbones working their way through, like so. Make sure that left hip is anchored to the ground. Your head is in line with the rest of your spine. Every inhale, stretch deeper on your side body. Every exhale, think of twisting deeper into this. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, twist. One more cycle of breath. Inhaling, stretching. Exhaling, twisting. And your next chance, go ahead and come up. Switch legs. Get comfortable, flex your feet. You're going to find that one side is definitely harder than the other side. Remember, the same side hand is on the inside. Other hand reaches up and over. Every inhale, stretching. Every exhale, twisting deeper. Take your last cycle of breath there before coming up and out. And go ahead and put your left knee on top of right. We're just going to take a couple little moments here. Take 2 breaths as you flex feet, lean forward, feel the stretch in your thighs and in your outer hips. come out of this, go ahead and just rotate back and around until your other leg is on top. Feet flexed. 2 breaths here. As you inhale, come out of that. Roll over your legs. Come back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward, reach your right leg, drop your back knee, lay your foot flat on the ground. And here we're going to come into a small bind. So make sure that your hips aren't splaying open, that they're reaching towards square to the front of your mat. And you're going to just sink down, reach underneath and behind your right thigh, and grab that hand with your left hand. And here, you might have to re-find midline. Hug in tight, soften at your heart, at your neck and your head. Let them just kind of stay neutral here. One more cycle of breath. Next inhale, go ahead, come out of this. Flex that front leg here. Take a short stretch, 1 breath. And then come through center into frog pose. So again, feet are flexed. Knees are in line with ankles. And take just 2 cycles of breath here. Next inhale, come up, rotate around. Again, coming into that low lunge. Keep imagining that this knee is pulling towards the front of the mat. Your ankle is on your left leg pulling backwards. Hips are square and you sink down, reach behind with your left hand and meet it with your right. Come out of that. We're going to come back to center, but this time seated. Coming into straddle here. Place forearms on the ground in front of you if possible, if not, just palms. And just keep a straight back and resist the back here while you're leaning forward, feet active. You should feel it primarily on the insides of your legs, maybe a little bit on the outer hips. Come up on your next exhale. From here, you can think of moving your left ankle to the outside of your right hip. Right leg steps outside of that. If you want to just hug here, if you want to tuck your arm and twist, whatever feels best to you. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Go ahead and unwind. Switch your legs out. Make sure your tucked leg, your right leg this time, has an active flexed foot. 3 more rounds of breath. As you unwind, you can tuck both legs underneath you, fingertips back, tented, chest raises. As you exhale, come down. And we're going to end practice today by doing one more frog. Two more rounds of breath here. Go ahead, come up. Roll over your legs. And settle into Shavasana. Stay here as long as you can. 5 minutes minimum is always best. Remember, full body relaxation. So as you're here, slightly tucking shoulders and just letting everything go. I hope you were able to enjoy today's practice. Thank you so much for watching.